So this is how we make cabinet boxes at the shop here. Basically what we've got here is two sides that we've done a nice little rabbet all the way on three sides to receive the bottom of the cabinet plus the back. And then the top is going to receive these two stringers. One is got these nice pocket holes to attach the face frames. And then we've got two legs that we pre-built. And we keep our legs separate, so in case we need to make any sort of adjustments, it's an easy thing to do to take the legs off and just throw throw it on a table saw, cut it down, whatever you have to do. So basically the way this is going to work is this is going to flip up, and these two sides are going to go on, and we got to get this nice and clamped together so we get nice tight joints. And, I'm going to just kind of start putting it together. Here I'm clamping the bottom of the cabinet into the rabbet on the side panel before I screw them together to ensure a tight joint. I'm using 1 3/4 number 8 screws, which I don't need to pre-drill for. These screws have a ton of holding strength, so I don't need to use any wood glue. And it's also nice just in case I have to take the box apart for any reason. So now we're going to put the stringers on, and what this does is it allows us to attach the face frame to the top of the cabinet, and it keeps everything nice and rigid and square. So what we want to do is just kind of clamp that on the center, or as close to the center as we can get it, so that we have access to throw a couple screws on. And as you can see, the pocket holes are facing forward on the top there. And because it's such a thin piece of plywood, I'm going to pre-drill the side so I don't end up splitting the wood. Doing the back, we want to make sure that the edges are nice and flush with this rabbet on the back. So when we put our back panel on, we have a nice surface for it to screw down to. Want to get a close up of that?
Yep, you got it already.
Nice and flush. There we go. so now we're gonna put the back on. So we're gonna flip the cabinet face down, pick our back piece, and we're gonna take a look, find the best side. I like this side better. Just gonna get it close to the end there and set both sides at the same time. And if all the calculations are correct, it should fit nicely. There it goes. Nice and tight. I'm going to attempt to get the sides nice and flush with the back. If it's stubborn, sometimes you need a mallet. Okay. And I'm going to tack one corner. And we will check square now.
So the best way to check for square is to simply take a tape measure and check from corner to corner and make sure that they're the same measurement. If they happen to be off for any reason, you can simply hit the edge of the cabinet on the side that's longer and just kind of shrink it. And once the two corner to corner measurements are the same, then you should be good to go.
Doing this, I want to make sure that back is nice and tight. Grab it on the inside. Don't have any gaps. Couple more. And this one, of course.
That's building a box.
Yeah, so let's take a look on the inside. Make sure our gaps look nice and tight. As you can see, those are some nice tight gaps on the edge. No, or actually there are no gaps, I should say. It's nice and tight on the edge. Nice tight seams all the way around. Okay.
Is enough of that?
Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm preloading the feet, the removable feet, with some screws at an alternating pattern. And the reason I do like a removable foot like this is there's been certain situations in the past where, let's say a floor is out of level by more than like an inch. You don't want to be throwing an inch thick shim on the bottom of a cabinet. So what we do is we take our high point cabinet and we trim down the foot maybe about a half an inch to kind of reduce the amount of shimming that we have to do. So it'll sit a little bit closer to the ground, but that way we don't have to have this massive shim underneath the cabinet, and it makes it a little bit more stable. So that's why I do removable feet, in case we have to pull them off really quick, run them through the table saw, and then pop them back on. Also for tall cabinets like these bad boys over here, sometimes you want to make sure that your height isn't too close to the ceiling, or if you try and stand it up, you know, there's a chance that you might hit the ceiling if there's a hump in the floor or something when you go to stand the cabinet up. So what we have to do is take the feet off the cabinet, then we can put the feet, we'll build a little box on the ground and we'll put the feet against the wall. We'll screw it to the ground or the wall, whatever we need to do, and then we can stand the cabinet up without the feet. It gives us an extra 3 1/4 inches or so of clearance on the ceiling, and then we can kind of ease it over to where the box is, lift it up, and then set it on top. So that's another reason for doing removable feet, in case you run into a situation where the ceiling doesn't allow for you to stand a tall cabinet up. So, good. Anyway, so we are going to pop these feet on. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. That's how we build boxes here at the shop. Hope you learned something. If you have any questions, you can leave the comments down below, or Bobby's gonna put an email address right up here, I believe. So you can email me, and hope to see you next time.